Tervehdys kaikki taiteen ystävät ja luovat sielut. Jatketaan tänään väreillä Tiinan kanssa ja ei siinä sen kummempaa. Hello and welcome, Tina.
Hello, good morning everybody. Well, morning where I am. Good day to you. Okay. We're going to continue color today. Okay. So let's do a really quick review. Here's a color wheel. Our color wheel. Am I all on camera?
Yes,
Alpo?
yes.
Okay. So our color wheel, our primary colors, our first colors that cannot be created are yellow, red, and blue. Then we have our secondary colors. When you take yellow and red and mix them, you get orange, you get violet, and you get green. So yellow and blue make green. When you see us working with colored pencils, we can actually get some blending. Watercolor is different and tempera paint is different, but today color pencil, so we can get some nice blending effects. That's why yesterday, when we were working on this scene, I said, be careful. If you put the yellow over the blue or you put the blue over the yellow, let's see if you can see. There's a little bit of green that occurs. Okay, so we must pay attention to proximity and overlapping. Proximity is how close things are to one another. And overlapping, of course, is one color on top of another, either way. So it's quite a bit of fun. And you don't need 100 pencils. You can use 100 pencils. But if we have our primaries and our secondaries, that means 6 pencils. Plus, you can use black once in a while. Not too often, though. Black will make things muddy. We don't want muddy, we want it bright. Okay, so remember this drawing? Okay, well, what I'm going to do is use this drawing. Do you have this drawing, Alpo? I should have asked you. Do you still have this drawing?
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay, did you draw in the whole thing or did you leave some of it blank?
I leave some of it blank.
Okay, good.
Do I get it?
If you can.
Okay.
If not, don't worry. We'll just draw a new one.
Just a moment.
We can just draw a new one.
Okay. Let's do a new one.
Okay.
I put them in the folder. So.
I know. I do the same thing. And then I was thinking, should we draw this from scratch? But, we can do this. Okay. So let's do this. All right. So I'm going to do this here. I'm just going to do this part here. And then we'll have some fun. What we're going to do today is create a little bit of this, and then we'll play with some other things. Okay. So we can start off with pencil, but I would rather that you started off with an orange. I'm out of focus, yes? Come on, darling. Give me something to focus on. Oh, good, it's back in focus. Okay, so I'm starting with an orange pencil. You can start with brown, that's great.
This is orange. This is orange.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Hold it up to the camera. It still looks brown. Okay. It cannot be helped. It's the camera. Okay. So we're going to start with our zigzag. Okay? And then we come down here. We start at this point. Everything's pointing that way. So if you're teaching a child, if you're teaching a group of children or young people, go ahead and have them put dots on these points. Okay? This lessens the confusion. We can see very easily we're only going to draw on things pointing that way. Okay. So now we go down and down. We're stopping here because of overlapping. Overlapping means something in front and something behind. Then we can make a crumbly cliff and come down this way. For fun, I'm going to bring this one way down here. I'll bring this one just down and touch here. This one we can bring here and then hop over. This is called implied line. You cannot see the line, but I am making a logical movement from here to here. Not over here, not way over here, but hopping over. So the I can say, oh, okay, this is this one continued down. Okay. Now, remember how things closest to us in the foreground are larger and darker. This is line density. So thick, thinner, thinner, lighter, softer, lighter, lighter. Okay. So dark, lighter, 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 lighter. Okay. Here we go. I'm just doing it on the other side. So we can start off with a line. You choose the line parallel this movement.
Huomenta, Katia.
Okay, so we parallel this. I come up here and this thickness is already covering this whole thing. Don't touch it. Let's move to here. Make it a little closer, just a little bit closer. So if it's this wide, make it maybe like this. So if I look at where's my ruler? My good old ruler that tells me centimeters so let's say this is 1 centimeter, make it 0.75.
Oh, you measured.
Well, some people like to, I don't like to measure, but most people like to measure. It's like, how, just that much. But, okay, measure it.
Yeah. I don't like to measure either.
Yeah, we call it eyeballing it. I like to eyeball it.
Yeah.
It looks like that, So, okay, so we make this a little bit thinner. Yeah. And a little bit thinner. Instantly, we have depth. Instantly, we know this is close to us and this is farther away. Okay, so we can make this wider. Now, what is this going to be? This is called strata in English. Layers of rock, like a cake.
Cake mountains.
Yes, yummy.
Eli kivikerroksia.
Now, when you travel to certain places in the world, actually, let me bring this up a little bit. You're going to see some places like Los Angeles, especially. You can drive on the freeway and you'll see that the mountains were pushed up. So instead of the strata being horizontal, the strata is severely diagonal, even vertical, which means the earth just moved up. Very exciting. A beautiful place to see this in America is the Grand Canyon. You
Yeah.
can see a lot of this. Okay, let's get
was-
some color.
I was amazed. Some time ago, I read this book of stones and Finnish stones that you can find in Finland.
Oh,
And I was totally amazed because I didn't know how much variety we have in Finland. I was just blown away, like, what? What?
you have severe compression and you have ice, you have cold.
Yeah,
You know, in Hawaii, we have lava and it's warm.
yeah,
We have earthquakes, but we don't have too many. We have on different islands, we have some canyons, but yeah, I think ice, temperature, the world around us is so amazing.
yeah.
So, what color stones do you have in Finland? Do you have a wide variety?
They are really large scale of different stones,
Oh,
colorful stones.
ooh. Did it make you want to collect stones?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah,
In Hawaii, we really don't have that much variety of true stones because it's volcanic. So we have something called olivine, which is green. It's basically volcanic glass, and it's really quite pretty,
yeah.
but limited.
Limited edition.
Now, remember, we're just playing. Remember, this is the technical part of the drawing. I'm not doing inspired work here. This is step by step, right? This is A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Later on, when you practice this and you feel comfortable, you can get very experimental. So I'm going in with an even kind of a darker orange. So this is like the top layer of cake. Okay, just for fun, same pencil, different pressure. So I'm going to press harder, okay? Press, 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 press. And suddenly I have a little bit of movement. I can create a crack now. Not someplace you want to walk. By pressing a little bit harder, we're going to get what we call an undulation. So it's not, it's like la, la, la. Okay, so it sticks out a little bit. It creates a shadow. Okay, the point of this is you can have fun with one pencil. Okay, so I can move up here now. Remember, this is going to be the most intense. This is going to be softer as it goes up here. We're going to have less detail, smaller detail, lighter detail. You can still have detail, but lighter.
Eli tuossa edessä taas kannattaa muistaa se, että se on vahvempaa, käyttää vahvempia värejä.
This I love to do when I'm teaching little kids is like, don't walk over there because rocks are gonna fall. The cliff is old and it's crumbling. So
Yeah, it's good to have a little story for the art.
mhm. So already, because of our irregular lines, it becomes more interesting, yes? I can even create a secondary crack here. Now, you have a choice to make. You can continue. You can put some strata lines within that strata, and we can change lines. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to change. I'm going to change to a darker orange. Okay. So I like to start down here with the most detail because then I know I can get lighter. So I can create a different texture if I wish. Quite often it's usually they can tell if there was a volcanic eruption or if there was an earthquake or if a lot of animals died because of what they can see, the color changes and the texture in the rock changes. It might be bigger rocks or smaller rocks. I'm actually going to change this color a little bit more because I don't think there's enough difference to see on camera. There we go. That's better. So isn't that exciting? We can change our mind at any time. I don't like that color. I'm going to change.
Yeah.
Now, quite often in geology, you're going to see, I just said we were just going to stick with the primaries. I'm breaking my own rule. Let me get my jar of browns. A whole jar of brown and gray. Brown, gray, gold. So I'm going to get out the dark brown. Between this, now I'm going to bring the sheet up close. Remember, I used my orange pencil to create the baseline, the yellow-orange. So right here under the yellow-orange, I'm going to come in with a dark brown. Right under it. And this would have been a really devastating situation geologically. They would go, ooh, something really bad happened at this line. Usually it's volcanic ash. So something catastrophic happened a couple of million years ago. Now, if you're teaching, if any of you are teachers out there and you work with young, students, period, just students, and you're teaching a chapter on geology or geography, you can bring this information in a photograph to show what happened at that time. And they all go, ooh, ah, wow, that's amazing. So what's happening here? My line is getting thinner and lighter. So already this is quite misty.
Misty mountains.
I have not found a single science subject that I haven't been able to introduce art to get kids excited about it, like, wow. And to me, that is the joy of teaching, getting people very excited about anything that can be taught. Because if your kids or your audience is falling asleep, not good.
Yeah, I think it's the best part, creating something that you are excited.
Yes. I can get excited about just about anything in the world of medicine or physics or anatomy. Anatomy is really quite fantastic.
Yeah, I get excited by just walking
Yes.
outside.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you are walking, somewhere in there you are drawing these things that you are seeing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm riding on a train or walking in the park or seeing a group of trees, I'm going, oh, okay, how would I paint those trees? Oh yeah, okay, I would do this first. And then depending on the medium I'm thinking in.
Yeah, imagining the process of creating.
Mm-hmm. So always remember you can make adjustments. I find that my new students are so desirous of accomplishing something, but they're so scared at the same time. A lot of fear involved. So I feel that my duty as a teacher is to take the fear out of drawing, the fear out of enjoying art. And then getting people to enjoy it. So we're doing quite a few different things here. We're creating depth. We're creating texture. We're creating light and dark, contrast. So remember, take a little bit of color and put it in different places. You don't have to put every color everywhere. No. Little bit, like seasoning. So I have this beautiful red orange that I like. Also, if you limit the number of pencils you have, you don't have to overcomplicate life with too many colors. You can introduce more colors, but I like to just start off with a few colors.
Eli toi oli mun mielestä aika hauskasti sanottu, että voi ajatella niin kuin, että vähän niin kuin laittaisi mausteita ruokaa. Niin laittaa eri värejä. Tonne vähän tota väriä ja tonne vähän tota. I was just explaining the seasoning, how you cooking and you just a little bit there and there.
Good. Okay, you have to explain that I repeat myself, but I know I repeat myself. That always. Go ahead.
I was just saying, moi anukat. Just saying hello.
Okay. Wonderful. So a lot of things are happening. I want you to have fun with this. I want you to experiment. Go ahead and be fearless. If you do something that you don't like, you can redo it. But sometimes if you leave it alone and go back, you go, oh, it's not so bad. It's pretty good. I have been really upset at a piece of work. And when I get really upset, I leave it alone. And then I go back. And even a week later, maybe even longer. And I go, oh, you know what? It's not so bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah. It depends if the creation opens up some trauma or our feelings or something, so it can be really tough process sometimes.
Yes.
Because you might not even understand what's happening inside, but it just triggers when you create something, and the frustration and what the fuck is this?
Excellent point. Excellent. Yes. Now this, I'm going to color down here just for continuity. So I have my lines. This set of lines is going this way. This set of lines is going this way. Okay, so I have this.
Yeah,
There's that letter Y.
It's interesting because how different it looks. You use lines this way, and I've used only this way. Ja tässä näkee niin kuin miten erilaista jälkeä tulee, koska mä oon käyttänyt vaan pelkästään pystyviivoja ja Tiina on käyttänyt vaakaviivoja. Näkee, että miten niin kuin eri vaikutus tulee tuolla.
Well, I am so glad that our drawing styles are so different, because it shows that with the same, okay, we don't have exactly the same pencils, but okay, we're both using pencil. We're both using paper. We're using pretty much the same colors, but we are unique individuals and our expression is quite different. And that is what is so great about art. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's like if we have 10 people and everyone is painting the same thing, we get 10 different things.
Absolutely.
Even though all of the people paint same thing, 10 totally different artwork. That's why it doesn't. There's no need to make that panic for yourself that everything is already done, because you give the individual style.
Oh, you got to translate that right now, because that's profound.
Niin, eli sanoin tuossa englanniksi, että jos meillä on 10 eri ihmistä ja kaikki maalaa vaikka jonkun yhden ja saman kohteen vaasin vaikka, niin meillä on 10 erilaista teosta. Ja että sit on ihan turha niinku panikoida, että kaikki on jo niinku tehty taiteessa, koska kun sinä teet jotakin, niin sä laitat sen sun oman tyylin ja panoksen siihen taiteeseen. Ja se on omanlaatuista ja sinun näköistä. Että se on ihan sama, vaikka maalais jotain, mikä on jo tehty, Mona Lisa. Niin se on silti niinku, se on sun näköinen.
Okay, now one other interesting thing I want to point out, and remember this is the technical page. So here was the horizon line. It was somewhere around here. And here's my light source. Okay, my light source is hitting here. So we've done this a number of times, right? We have our radial movement. Now you don't have to draw, you don't always have to draw the light. You show the result of the light. So this is going to be this nice deep orange. I'm picking up a little bit from the sunlight here and a little bit of glow on the edge here. What is happening is the further in we go, we're more in shadow because of overlapping. So I can come in now. Remember, color wheel. This is today's lesson. Here's my color wheel. Do you remember our beautiful complementary colors? So orange and blue and yellow and violet and red and green. When these two meet, it gets darker. It will always be darker. We'll move to neutral gray. So let's stay away from black today. Let's not use black, but let's use the complement. So this is mainly orange, right? And red. So our complements are going to be purple, which I love to use for shadows. Let me make sure I have the right thing. Yes, okay. Dark purple, dark purple. So I can, you can introduce, oh, go ahead.
Eli tässä kannattaa nyt, kun tehdään näitä tällä värillä vaan, niin käyttää näitä vastavärejä. Eli ei käytetä mustaa ollenkaan. Niin, eli tässäkin niin kun on keltaista, oranssia, punaista, niin mä käytän justiinsa liilaa tähän näin.
Now, if you use purple to create your shadows, you're going to get one result. If I use blue, let's go to this ultramarine, and I know it's... Oh, there we go. Okay. I got very large all of a sudden. Okay, I can use the blue, and it will give a colder shadow. Than if I use purple. Okay, why? Because there's no red in the blue, but there is red in the purple. There is red in the orange. So these two are going to create a warmer feeling. If I use only blue, it will create a cooler, colder shadow. Okay? So if I use the blue, okay, it's going to be cooler. If I use the purple, it's going to be warmer.
Eli tuossa on hyvä huomioida nyt, että koska meillä on violetti väri, niin se muodostuu sinisestä ja punaisesta, niin se on lämpimämpi kuin sininen. Se on ihan hyvä huomioida.
Sometimes we'll be working on something and we introduce the wrong tone to what we want. And we go, oh, what happened? Now I'm uncomfortable with that. Or it changed too much. Well, the problem is we probably used a cooler or a warmer tone than what we really wanted. we can get quite dark in the shadows. I build up little by little. Okay, so you have seen that I keep bouncing around. Everybody has a different way of working. Some people start at one corner and then just move straight across. I don't have that ability. I need to work in sections. I'm
Yes.
amazed.
Yeah, same for me. I admire people who are like printers. They just start from this point and they just make finish like
Yes.
perfect, like printing the picture. And I'm like, wow, I
Wow.
need to do layer by layer to
Mhm.
create the picture. That's just, I love it when people can do that way. It's very interesting.
It is very interesting. It's impressive, and it's just my brain and my body do not work that way. It just is never going to happen that way. At this point in my life, I know I can say never.
I don't know, it could be fun to try out, but for mentally, I would need a lot of preparing to know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Because usually I do everything by intuition and how I feel about the work that I'm doing. So I have the ability to change my opinion in the middle of creation if I choose to. So it's like a watercolor. You need to have some sort of plan.
Yes.
On what step you are going to create, or what you want for it.
Well, that being said, if and when we get to a watercolor unit, if people are interested, I would be very happy to do watercolor on this channel. I can have a plan. I can even have a drawing. But the beauty of watercolor is watercolor does what it wants to do.
Yeah.
I can sort of control it, but the water and the paint go, heh heh. I'm going here. I want this to happen. And that, to me, is the beauty of watercolor.
Yeah.
As opposed to like acrylic.
Yeah, acrylic you have much more control.
Mm-hmm.
Eli voidaan tehdä kans vesivärejä, jos kiinnostaa. Voidaan tehdä ihan mitä vaan.
Now I can blend things too. Don't feel like it's a coloring book, like I have to stay within the lines. No. Experiment. Now, one of my, I think, challenges as a child was drawing all the way to the edge. I would create this frame, and when it came to being in art college, it's like drawing to the edge, and it had followed me that far into adulthood that drawing to the edge of the page was so difficult. So we have to look at our personal habits that we want to keep or that we want to change. It's so personal. It's so intimate. I had a young student who was really quite gifted, but he outlined everything in black. Oh, that was so difficult to break him of that habit. Now, why did I want to break him of that habit? Because it ruined his work.
Yeah.
His work lost all its spontaneity and form with this big black outline. It's like, no.
Yeah, it can be really good power move, but if it overtakes, then it can turn against.
Hmm. Well, especially with color. I mean, we were working with it was in watercolor.
Oh.
So when I was teaching elementary art, we're talking 8-year-olds, okay, and we were going to do watercolor. They would open their color. We had little trays, and they would open the case, and they went, oh, the black is missing. I had popped out all the black. No black.
This reminded me of I think it was British comedy where this was like an old man painting scenery from nature.
Mm.
And at some point it always goes black. It goes totally crazy. Everything is black.
Well, it happens in real life. Like, oh, you got to take that away from them. So I'm creating depth here. It's going to get darker here. There's a little bit of bounced light. Okay, technically, even against rocks, against anything, you're going to have bounced light. So you are still going to have dark and light, even way back here. Now, what am I doing? I am treating this almost like a cylinder. You remember our cylinder art? Okay, so we have light here and dark here. And we can have the reverse. We can have light here. So I'm going to lay in my light first. And so by using the same color, different pressure, different layering, you're getting different effects. You can even, I should even lighten this a little bit more. Oh yeah, dirty old eraser. Oh, yeah. Keep your equipment clean. This is an example of not having clean equipment. Okay. So we can bounce light. I was when I would go to museums when I was younger. Well, when I was a kid especially, I would be so bored with giant landscapes. It was just like, why would someone want to paint that? Now these paintings were done before photography was developed. And as I got older and I understood, oh my gosh, that guy he hiked for a week or a month, dragged all of his oil paint with him on on a horse or whatever, and had to stand there and hope he could catch the light. So some of these painters would only paint for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
They could only paint for 3 hours a day after hiking all that way because of the light and the weather, the season. I admire those landscapes a lot more now.
I wonder how many artists left their paintings in the forest because they didn't like it. I'm not gonna carry that.
Oh, I can't remember which artist it was. Would get up really early in the morning, and he would like carry 3 canvases, not small, and it was wood, right? Not light wood that we have now, but really heavy wood, and stretch everything out right on the spot before the sun got up. And then he was ready to paint. I thought, whoa, I'm not that devoted. I'm not. I'll take a picture and then work on it at home.
Yeah, it's so easy for us these days.
Yeah, it really.
Oh, taas katkesi.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
We died. Boop. Okay, now you're doing something really beautiful, and I want everybody to see what you're doing. Is you've got some beautiful contrast happening between the ridge, this ridge, and the next ridge. Is you're developing a color difference, and it's also there's that beautiful edge of contrast. The one behind is darker, and then this one is lighter. Yeah. And that is so beautiful. We're getting very different textures from our work. And but the point is the contrast happening. Also, I want people to see that we're looking at your work, we're at a higher perspective, and mine is lower. And that is due to the width of the angle. If the angle is very narrow, we are lower and looking at it from a lower edge. If the angle is wide, we are higher up and looking down on it from a higher point. So that is something for everyone to take into consideration, are the angles and what our perspective is.
Niin, eli tässä kanssa huomaa värien lisäksi, niin Tiinalla on toi kallio, niin kuin hän on lähempänä sitä kallioa, kun taas mä oon paljon ylempänä. Tää katselukulma.
Now, if people want to get rid of the lines, I like this feeling. I like this. But if they want to get rid of it, remember, if you keep crossing over, okay, so this is a little technical. If we've got our shading going in this direction, and then we change directions, and we keep countering the directions. So this went this way. Now this is going this way, this way. The lines will disappear. If you just want something smooth, this is how you get it smooth. You don't need to rub it out with your finger. You can actually just do it with a pencil.
Eli tolleen saadaan tasasta, kun tehdään eri suuntiin. Tasasta väritystä monta kertaa eri suuntiin.
But if you want to keep that, keep the lines going in the same directions. And if you want to deepen a shadow, you can go very carefully in the opposite direction. Remember, if you use curved lines, things are going to look round. Things are going to look very soft and curvy. If you keep your lines straight, it's going to look very hard and jaggedy. So be clear. I'm not saying which is right and which is wrong. I'm saying effect. You're going to get different effects.
Eli sillä saadaan just eri efektejä tuolla kynän viivan suunnalla.
So I'm going to come in with the blue instead of the purple, and you're going to see quite a different, it may not show up that well on camera. Yeah, it does show up. Okay, this is purple. This is blue. So I believe that our natural untrained instinct is to just dump some black in it. It will deaden your picture. If you want shadows but you want them interesting, just use the complements.
Eli vastaväreillä saa sitä mielenkiintoisuutta siihen, kun tekee varjoja, ettei käytä mustaa. Antaa värien tanssia.
So this coloration is completely different than this coloration. So the complement of blue as opposed to purple. This is more abrupt. This bounces more. This is more in tune to the same palette because of the red involved in the purple and the red involved in the orange. This is completely isolated, this blue.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, let's see, how much time do we have? Oh, good. We still have more time. Okay, you might be saying, well, what about the surface? This, you can do anything you want up here. Okay, we can actually raise the surface, and the way we have to treat it like we would a sphere or a cylinder. I'm just going to do different examples here. I'm going to just remember, I'm going to keep it to just these pencils. I'm not going to add more colors. If you keep adding more colors, you will get lost. If you are a very good artist, yes, you can introduce more and more and more colors. It may or may not work. Okay, so just for something like this, I'm just trying to show cohesiveness in a color palette and shading using complements. So that's today's lesson, is shading with complements. Let me put it here.
Eli kun treenaa, niin kannattaa pitää tavallaan niin kuin minimissä ne värit, ettei ota kaikkia monia kymmeniä eri värejä heti olla sekoittamaan. Niin kuin nyt me ollaan käytetty näitä vastavärejä, että meillä on keltaista, oranssia, punaista, sitten on sinistä ja liilaa. Vihreitä ei ole ollut. Vaikka mulla näyttää vähän, että tuolla on vihreitä, kun mä oon sekoittanut niin vahvasti noita värejä. Mukava rahina kuuluu vaan. I like the sound of the pencil.
Uh-huh.
Both are just coloring.
Oh, I have to say, when one is teaching, you're talking so much. It's like I would be so exhausted after a class. And I had to explain to people, yes, it's like singing and dancing for 55 minutes with no break, with no rest. You're just walking and talking for basically an hour. Very exhausting, but wonderful, of course.
Yeah, when I started streaming, I was thinking, do I have to like come up with a story the whole time? But then I decided that nah. if I'm quiet, then I'm quiet and just focusing on doing.
So right here, because the purple was too distant, too far away from the art, now I've gone over it with this orange, and this yellow orange. Okay. Yes, yellowed orange. Now it brings the shadow from the stick. This can be very separate. This can be, I can even come in with blue to separate it even more from the landscape. But the shadow must be logically absorbed into the surrounding. It's falling on the surrounding. So I am just coming in with some color to make it belong. Again, this looks, for me, for my taste, this is too separate. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to drop in my shadows in blue, very cold, distant, separate blue. And you can look at it and go, oh, it's too separate. Okay. Very simply, come in with a color that already exists there, go over it, and boom, it softens the whole feeling. In watercolor, we would do what we call a glaze or a wash. So the paint would be completely dry, and then you come in with a color completely over it, like a yellow, or if you want it on the light side, if you want it colder and more unified, that way you would come in with the blue. If you wanted it warmer, you'd come in with a light red wash. And we can do the same thing with our color pencils. Now I'm coming in with that orange. I want everything a little deeper. When things feel too separate, you can come in with an overglaze. So I'm going to leave this like this. So as an example, right? If somebody wants to just go and look at how separate these are and how more unified this is.
Eli värikerroksilla voi yhdistää niitä kohtia, jos tuntuu, niin kuin, että ne on vähän niin kuin irrallaan. Kevyitä värikerroksia siihen pintaan. Tulee yhteneväisyyttä.
I'm coming in with my purple here. Now, I have to be very careful. I don't want to make a dark line. I want to make a dark area. So keep your pencil moving. Now I get to look up and see what Alpo's doing. Fun, fun. Aren't cracks really a lot of fun to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's the letter Y, everybody. It's the letter Y.
I like this
My
because
shadow?
this is dangerous place.
Very dangerous. Mine is just crumbling. Yours is ready to
Yeah.
Okay, so on my shadow, I'm going to make it at the base, I'm going to make it darker, and then as it moves away, it's going to get lighter and just fade out a little bit. You know, when I try to draw on my own stream, it's very difficult because we're always talking and I'm always reading people's comments out loud. So I never get to do things like this on my own channel. So thank you.
It's peaceful here.
It is. I might get a piece of artwork done on my stream, but I really do want to hear what people are doing and how people are doing, and if I can help them with something. So it's a lot more active.
Yeah, sometimes my stream is also like we just talk about all kind of things.
Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, the world is pretty disturbing right now. So it's very difficult to not talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And this is so much. I'm having so much fun spending time on your stream.
That's great.
Yeah, and please let me know if anybody has any comments or questions, or if something isn't clear, or if they are confused about whatever. Now, one thing I can to bring this forward is I can introduce another color, another tonality. So I'm going to go for something kind of blah called sand, which is appropriate. So for that, I can just to drop in some background. I'm using the side of my lead. I will keep turning as I go. I'm simply using a horizontal movement.
So it's like
the floor of the desert.
No, I mean the color is like it has a certain name. It's like a yellow,
Mine is
yellow, but
yellow brown, white.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't know if I can get it in focus. There. It went into focus for a little bit. Come on. There we go. Mine is just sand. How descriptive.
Yellow ochre.
Ah, okay.
I think.
My ochre. Let's see. I should have an ochre. I think this is more ochre. Oh, this is called goldenrod. I think people must get drunk and then they have to name colors. What does this look like to you? Well, I don't know. It looks like sand.
Well, in that case, I think Finnish people would be great by naming things. Because it's funny how those drunken streamers are popular, and creating art is not that popular. But when people drink and act like an ass, it's popular in Finland, and I'm like, what? How can that be that much popular than creating art? It's just noise and foolishness. But well, it's I think it's the time that we live in. It reflects.
Yeah, but there's a very old saying, Alpo, very old saying: misery loves company.
Yeah.
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 I think that's a big part of it. It's like, I want to watch somebody who's having a worse time than I am, and I'm like, oh, okay. No, thank you. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this and put this in the sky. I can do whatever I want, right? So now we understand a little bit more. I'm not doing a complete composition because we had a complete composition on this, okay? And we're doing that. We did this in black and white, and now we can do it in color. I think it's kind of pretty. What do you think, Alpo?
Yeah. I think yours is fantastic.
Well, yours is pretty wicked. Woo.
I like the colors.
Okay. So do you mind if next week we do more on color? Shall we continue? I'll do different subject matter, but with in color.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I guess I'm warning myself and warning everybody else. We'll probably do animals in color. I want to do faces in color. Um, color. We'll get into color. Most people abuse color and they don't know how to draw. So
Oh,
I
how do
like.
they abuse?
Well, okay, the reason I start off with pencil and then I usually go to pen and ink is so we understand form and we understand structure. And then little by little, we learn how to use color. And a lot of people, no, I just want to paint. I just want to do a painting. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you can't draw. How are you going to do a painting? And that's my thinking. Okay, so what I mean by them abusing color, it's like they're abusing art. They just leap in and start putting down color and then they get angry. How come it looks like mud? How come what happened? And I'm going, well, you can't mix red and green and expect to have a green leaf and a red flower without mud in between.
Mm.
So it's
You
it's
need
nice
the
to
science for
you
for
do,
it.
you do you do all of these artists for hundreds of years have suffered for us. They wanted the brightest blue because they had pushed their colors, their equipment as far as it could go. So then you ended up with radiation poisoning or lead poisoning or dealing with toxic chemicals to give us vibrancy.
Yeah,
So we live in right now the healthiest time as far as materials go, right? And
it must be very interesting to create your own colors and invent like coloring.
oh, those it to study that it's fantastic, truly fantastic. The and the people that brought us magnificent colors were often fabric dyers to make
Mm.
beautiful clothes for the royalty. Um, so we have these wonderful experimental scientists to thank for synthetic colors.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of them died way before their time, which is very sad. If anybody's interested, and if you're interested, Jackson, Jackson, Jackson Art Supplies has they put out these wonderful little video clips about the history of certain colors.
Oh.
And also Winsor and Newton do this too. Have you ever wondered about how we have vermilion? And and I'm thinking, well, not really, but tell me. Now, if I go up from here, because I've created this plane, if I go up, it can do two things. It can either go that way and create a crack, or by using the right shadows, I can create a lump. I can create a rock here. So I'm going to come in with this. Now, we've made rocks before, but we did it in pencil. And I can even have a rock kind of bulge out like, oh, that's what's left is a rock underneath. So that's using your line work, creating a sphere. I'm creating a sphere here. I'm creating an elliptical shadow, but I don't want to make that line. I want to flatten it out, or I can raise it, but I'm just using my horizontal pencil stroke, but creating this projection. So I hope everybody can see how valuable it is to be able to draw before playing with color.
Toivottavasti näkee, että se on tärkeä oppia piirtää ennen väritystä.
There is a French illustrator named Watteau, and I think 250, 300 years ago, I get my dates wrong occasionally, but his line work was just so exquisite, just so beautiful. Okay, now I have a little problem down here. So this is a trick that I was taught to see how contrast works and also distance. So what's the Finnish word for squinting your eyes?
Tihrustaa silmillä.
Wow, that's a lot for a little word of squint. Yeah. Okay, so if we squint, we drop the color out, and I'm seeing that my blue and my orange, if I was to take a black and white photo of this, they would be the same. There's not enough contrast, even though they're two different colors. So I have to remedy that situation. I have to either make this lighter and this darker, or just do something different. I don't want to put in a hard line. So this is where I will come in with, let's try this eraser. This is a good eraser off of a good pencil. So I'm going to lighten this. The value is too much the same, and I want to make them separate. Okay, this is lighter. Now I need to make this darker. I was going to leave this blue to show you, but it's not a good time to leave it. We're going to change it. We are going to change it. So I'm coming in with my dark purple. And I can keep squinting, or I can keep looking at my screen, and I go, there. Now I have separated. This is definitely closer to me. Bing! So I took a problem situation and thought about it. And what's the problem? There was not enough contrast between this and this cliff. Now I can see definitely this is towards me and this is farther away. Okay? Like you don't have that problem at all. You kept contrast perfectly, Alpo. You kept contrast all the way down your drawing. But I was happily distracted with other things and did not do that. So now I believe I have remedied that situation. So this is quite a bit to take in. Okay, I want to create a hill here. I have a decision to make. Do I want to darken this part, or do I just want to keep this lighter? And that's up to the individual and your surroundings of what you are seeing and what you're looking at. So I'm going to come in with, is this purple? Oh no, that's brown. I don't want to use brown. Brown is going to deaden this. This is still, now if we really look at this is still pretty lively. We actually have some red going on here. We've got blue, we've got orange. These are exciting colors. So it's great fun to keep that liveliness going, and not just brown, black. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the shadows of the stones because there's no black.
Yeah. Blue, purple. Purple is lovely. Now for snow, we use blue. And the blue that we use is consistently, they call us true blue or cyan. Okay. Let's see there. Cyan. This is the shadow for snow on a sunny day. Well, of course, you would have to have sunny days to have shadows. So, but we'll do that on another. A friend just sent me some gorgeous pictures from Ukraine of the blue shadows. And I thought, oh, that'll be great. So I can come in with my sand color. I introduced my sand color, so I can use that. And I've created a little hill here. Remember this from our mountains that are close to us, right? We're below horizon, so this will work. We can have different kinds of hills. We had a rock bulging out. We have a slice cutting in here. We have a little tiny bump giving us a shadow, so we can get that feeling. This is directing, this is implied line, and also it's directing the eye, that there's a curve, so we can see that this is on a small little bump of the hill. Okay, and this comes back to our drawing of a half a circle, of a sphere, a hemisphere. All of these things we know. We've got our basic shape of triangle. We've got overlapping. We've got the letter Y. We've got contrast. And so this is a lot. Now, if you want to, everybody, you can go back but do this more like a coloring book rather than putting in your pencil lines with your graphite. You can put in color shadows now. Don't put color on this because the graphite will smear and everything will look dead. It'll look dull. Okay? So if you're going to work with color, start with color. If you're going to work with black and white, you're fine. Just go ahead and play around with your contrast. And now that we've played even more, you can even go back in on this and be even more sophisticated with your shading.
Eli toi kannattaa muistaa justiinsa, että jos tekee tuon lyijykynähahmotelman tai on lyijykynäpiirros, niin se, jos siihen lähtee laittaa värikyniä, niin se grafiitti sotkee ne värit. Et kannattaa, jos tekee värillisen piirustuksen, niin kannattaa aloittaa värikynillä.
Okay, so all of these basic drawings that we've done together, you can go back, make a new one, fix everything that you think needs improvement, and then add the next lesson onto it. I mean, that's pretty wild, I think.
Yeah.
This was this. And wow, I'm happy. I think you're happy too, Alpo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at this for now, and I will see you. Oh gosh, I have to wait till next week.
Next week, yeah.
And we will continue working on color. And before I throw a new subject at you, like animals, we'll do animals in black and white, and then do animals in color. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to just. Okay, we're gonna do animals in color, and you're going, no. We'll go step by step. Okay. Love to everybody. Love you, Alpo. Bye.
Bye. Elikkä ensi keskiviikko ja torstai taas jatketaan Tiidon kanssa kello 11. Hei hei kaikki.